Stefan? 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 Oh. No.
I'm back in my trusty Web Manuals hoodie, and these are the October Halloween release notes. Here's Stefan. I'm back again. I hope that was not too scary for you. The Halloween release notes are always a little bit dodgy. You never know which way they're gonna go. We give Christian free hands with creativity, and it can go both ways. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed it. Let's jump in and talk about improvements. So this time I actually only have one improvement for you, and that's because we're working on a lot of big things in the background. Some of those big things we will actually be releasing today. So I'll talk about those a little bit later. But the first thing I want to talk about is our I'm done button, allowing the reviewers to send an email to the document owner when they're done with the review. And this can be found in the review dialog in the reviewer. After it's been used, it will stop working for a while, or for a short while, just to avoid spamming, because else you could just send I'm done emails to the document owner over and over again. In the enable review dialog on the editor and admin side, there's a checkbox that's called inform document owner that the review is done. If you tick that in, then the button for the reviewer will then become available. And lastly, we've also added an email template in the review or for the review done email that will be sent out. So check that out as well to make sure that it becomes, or the email that goes out is what you're actually looking for. Scary bug fixes coming right here. First off, the compliance checklist API will now also return the external nodes added to compliance connections. Some of you using the compliance API had an issue with that, and now you should get all the data you need. Next one is the dual locale document headings will now display correctly in the app. Previously, we saw that the numbers could be off and not numbering correctly according to other headings. That should now be fixed and everybody should be happy. Next one is the locked for review function that we released during the summer release. It was discovered to not fully encompass file documents, and that has now been fixed so they can be locked as well. And another one that we actually changed during the summer release because we updated the editor in the background, which caused tables to now revert to 500 pixels as default when they were applied to the page. That has now been fixed again, so now a table will once more be 100% in width as default when you apply it to the page. And we're moving to the compliance editor because here pasting content will now work correctly and it will also save as expected. We had an issue with pasting content. Sometimes it just wouldn't save correctly and you would have to paste a few times. Now that should be fixed, and creating your own compliance libraries should once again be a lot more fun. We improved the user performance report to allow for extremely long lists of unread documents. previously, if you had more than, I think it's 1 million unread documents, then you would actually have an issue. Or sorry, it was 32,000, and now it will encompass more than 1 million. So that should be a very fun thing, but also very scary up here to Halloween to have more than 1 million unread documents. In the diagram editor, another very scary thing, now the publish button should no longer be disabled after saving. That would be pretty scary, wouldn't it? We've seen this happening in a few cases, but that should now be very smooth. Also, we improved our public API functionality to ensure that in certain cases only published data is sent. Previously we saw that documents that are in a new revision but hasn't been approved and published would also be sent via the API. That is now fixed. And those are all the bug fixes we have for you. Now let's jump in and look at new stuff. Now for the very last and very scary thing this Halloween release. What is more scary than multi-factor authentication? I'm getting the chills just thinking of it, and I know you do too. We have released an MFA solution in web manuals, allowing you to connect a multi-factor solution to your login, either via Authenticator app or via email. It's up to you. We might release an how-to video on this. It's not, the coin hasn't really settled yet, but we'll find out. This can be activated in 4 different levels, either disabled or enabled, and if you do that, then you're free to configure an MFA as you choose or just skip it. It's completely up to you, and that is of course on a user level. Required, you will be nagged about setting up an MFA, but you can still choose to use the service without it. And then the last one, enforced. If you don't set up MFA, you don't have access, and you'll be forced to set up an MFA device as you try to log in. That's going to be very interesting. I know a lot of you have been asking for this for a very long time, and I hope you use it with a smile. Now to the things that we released, which I promised you in the beginning. We have released the integrated PDF reader and OEM system integrating into the PDF reader for the web version in this release. We will have separate videos describing all the changes in depth, of course, so you can actually be taken on a full tour, else this video would be much too long, and we want to focus in on each and every one of them. But in general, the PDF reader that's integrated will allow you to see PDF documents just like you see in the normal web manuals reader. It will allow you to have virtually the same functionalities with highlighting, annotations, favorites and all that, and even linking. And the OEM system will allow you to upload full zip files of thousands of PDF files and actually turn them into a single document in the reader. I'm 100% that you will enjoy this, but please stay tuned and watch the other videos for that to ensure to get the full capabilities of those systems. I hope you enjoyed these release notes, and I hope you have a or had, because this is in the future, you had a very scary Halloween.